This is Cooking with Parkinson's, and I'm Chef Marty Markovitz. Welcome to my brothers and sisters with Parkinson's disease. Today is my second show, hallelujah! And I'll be showing you meatloaf and Italian-style meatballs. We'll also have a discussion on burger meat in general, ground meat in general. So, with that, let's get to work. For the hamburgers and ground meat in general, decide the amount of fat you desire. The cut of beef you buy will influence your fat decision. For my chopped meat, I selected boneless shank meat. It is lean, tough, and therefore very tasty. Tender muscles do not labor very much and so have a diminished flavor profile. The boneless shank has little sinew. Because it is so lean, I must add some fat. If you have a butcher who will abide by your expertise on burgers, have them grind your meat in front of your eyes. For extra tenderness, have them grind it twice. You need that fat in the mix, or it will be dry. Those juices that we strive for are mostly from rendered fat. Around 20% fat is standard, but 10 or 15% for rare who needs extra fat. It's fine, since the fat does little to a rare burger. Try adding a little extra fat or even some pork or bacon if you cook them to medium well or well. Yum! When fat renders, it moistens the meat. A charcoal fire is best, but don't wear yourself out. It is more important to participate. I use my cast iron skillet for a good sear, and don't forget to season the burgers with salt and pepper. Part of the secret to a good burger is restraint. Please do not add too many toppings. You want to taste the meat. That's enough on burgers. Whew! I thought I would never stop. For more, download and read my essay on hamburgers. It's on my Facebook page, Cooking with Parkinson's, under the file button. At this point, I want to thank you all for watching my videos. To support my effort to help those with Parkinson's reacquire a feeling of purpose and interest, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It is free and it will help me enormously to bring more lessons to realization. Thank you again. I have selected easy recipes that can be made in advance or frozen so that the day of the meal you can remain fresh and not weary. Our limited endurance is a constant challenge. I will mention this often. Use convenience foods. They are prepped by the grocery store. Sliced cabbage for coleslaw, sliced mushrooms for gravy, cubed veggies for stacks, and seasonal items are usually available. Quality broths and stacks are difficult to find. Homemade stacks are easy to make and also freeze well. Use canned broth if making fresh is a problem. Check the ingredients for chemical additives and do not use those dry cubes of salty and tasteless stuff. It's full of chemicals. If you do not have the stamina to make your own fish stacks. Enough blah blah blah. On to today's recipes. The recipes are on the last scene of this video, or download the synopsis of this video on my Facebook page, Cooking with Parkinson's. Click on the Files button. Meatloaf. There are about 1 million meatloaf recipes out there. Many are excellent. This one is a favorite of mine from my restaurant. This is another recipe that comes together easily after the gathering of the ingredients is finished. Mix and bake. That's it. Look at these beautiful peppers. They have 4 sides instead of 3 and are thick-walled. The recipe calls for 2, but I only need 1 of this quality. I will use the one with both green and red colors. Cut them into strips. Chop the peppers and onions fine. Use a food processor if you like, but do not puree them. Squeeze out the juices and let them drain. You can see in the video how important that is. Whisk the eggs to ensure that they are evenly absorbed when mixed with the meat. Mix them with all of the ingredients except the barbecue sauce. Line the loaf pans with parchment paper as in the video. Fill the molds and tamp down the meat so that the loaves do not crumble or break when unmolding or slicing. Leave a little room for the barbecue glaze. Spread the barbecue sauce on the top, and since it is a glaze, choose a barbecue sauce that is sweet. Hey Antonella, get your finger out of the shot.
Cazzo culo figa, parti.
That of course means have a nice day in Italian. Bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit in a water bath for about an hour or until it reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature. The meat should pull away from the side of the pan slightly. This method of checking for doneness works for many items. Cornbread, cakes, pate, all pull away from the sides of their molds when cooked. Since I am not in the kitchen for 12 hours a day anymore, I have lost my sixth sense. I never use timers or thermometers. Bells went off in my head automatically. Now I would like to introduce Mo. He is my timer number one. Yes, there is a Larry and Curly also. There's a Shemp in case Curly goes down. I have to time everything. Cool and refrigerate the meatloaf overnight. Do not try to unmold them while they're hot. They will crumble. To unmold them, run a knife along the gap between the molds and the loaf to loosen it. Get an offset spatula under the loaf and gently lift it out. The parchment paper should make this easy. Refrigerate overnight. Unmold them without turning them upside down. You will destroy the beautiful glaze. The portion size is up to you. At the restaurant, we always gave large portions of comfort foods, and meatloaf is definitely a comfort food. Place the slices back in the refrigerator, or when ready, heat them in stock or broth. Be sure not to boil them very hard, they'll crumble once again. Place on the plate when they're warm, and then top with mushroom gravy. Get out the fiesta ware and mashed potatoes. This is a classic dish. Get a large saute pan very hot. Add a generous amount of olive oil, and also ready for the freezer. Do not saute the mushrooms when they are not dried well. Carefully add the mushrooms. Do not stir until brown. Let them sit a while. If you stir the pan, it will cool down and the mushrooms will steam and not brown. That's the same. Next up is mushroom gravy for the meatloaf. When they're brown, add the chopped onion. Stir a little bit, let them brown, add the flour. After about 1 minute of pushing the flour around in the pan, mixing it with the oil, turn down the heat. After about 1 minute, add the beer or wine and boil off the alcohol. Scrape up any brown bits stuck to the pan. They are delicious. Add the broth and simmer until slightly thick. Make sure you hit the mashed potatoes hard with that gravy. Mashed potatoes, meatloaf, and fiesta ware. Wow. God bless America. So that's it for this week's episode of Cooking with Parkinson's. Hopefully it'll be every week. I'm not sure. I'm going to do meatballs next week because Meatloaf really tired me out. Not the cooking, but the editing. I don't like the video editing, but I don't want to bore you with that. I'm happy to be doing this. I love you. I love what I'm doing. And I'll see you soon.